West Side teen in police custody for bringing a bullet to school. Foulest man found dead in home. Mortuary messes up, wrong body buried. In the region, Bolivia hospitals overwhelmed during third COVID wave. And internationally, China on alert amid new COVID outbreak in the south. Greetings and welcome to another edition of Channel 2 Headline News Updates. I am Bibi Bacchus. Thank you for joining us. After years of complaining about the deplorable state of David Rose Street in South Renfrew Gardens, the Ministry of Central Housing and Planning authorities have commenced works to make the road accessible again. For the past 5 years, residents and road users have been troubled with the constant destruction of the street by heavy-duty trucks traversing the area heavily laden to develop the industrial site aback Caneview Avenue. Many of the companies at the industrial site have done temporary works to facilitate the movement of their heavy-duty equipment. Smaller vehicles often get stuck since the road is never done to a proper standard. Residents on several occasions have had to take matters into their own hands and use old metal objects to block the entrance of the road from the trucks entering and causing further destruction. But ranks of the Guyana police force would continually remove the objects, leaving the residents in a state of uncertainty. Some of the residents are forced to park their vehicles in unsafe places since they are unable to access their own driveways. While residents are happy to have the roadworks done, they're left to wonder, is this another temporary fix or can they expect a permanent access road? 4 men are now in police custody for allegedly robbing a pregnant woman and her lover. Here is more from Esty Sobers.
Police have arrested 4 male suspects who committed a robbery on an 18-year-old pregnant teacher and her lover, a 26-year-old mechanic, which occurred on Wednesday night at St. Ignatius Village, Central Rupununi. The bandits, whose names were not disclosed, were all males, ages 18, 22, 23, and 29. The men stole a quantity of silver and gold jewelry valued at $45,000, an SSP music box valued at $20,000, and a black Samsung GS Core cell phone valued at $70,000. A police report noted that the teacher was in bed with her partner at around 20-30 hours when the 3 suspects, each armed with cutlasses, kicked down their front door and started to beat and chop her partner, who eventually escaped. The female teacher observed the perpetrators searching her house upon the directive from the eldest of the 3. The perps then used their machetes to destroy a bicycle valued at $35,000, hammock valued at $5,000, and a black Honda RX motorcycle bearing registration CG4118. After the suspect left the home, the pregnant woman discovered her music box was missing. A report was made to the police, and acting on information, a raid was conducted on 3 houses in the Tabinga St. Ignatius village in Letem, where the 4 males were arrested, including 3 suspects. They are presently in custody at the Letem police station. 1 Brazilian-made motorcycle was found and lodged at Letem police station pending investigations. For Channel 2 Headline News, Esther Sobers.
Thanks, Esther. A mortuary in Charity is under fire for mistakenly burying the wrong person. A man and a woman both died at Saudi Public Hospital due to COVID-19. They were taken to a local parlor where an undertaker employed by the mortuary buried the wrong person. The mistake was uncovered when the family of the man realized that the body they were given was that of the woman. The family of the man have requested his body to be exhumed, but this was denied by the regional commander of Region 2, Crystal Robinson, due to the circumstances of his death. According to the commander, the victims of COVID-19 are not supposed to be returned to their family for burial. For this reason, the woman's body was not handed over to her family for burial. The commander further stated that the family will be permitted to go to the location where the man is buried to conduct a prayer service. Meanwhile, the woman will be buried today. Stick around, we've got more news for you after the break.
Survival Shopping Complex brings to you its delivery service, Shop Through WhatsApp. This process is simple. All you need to do is call or message your grocery list to 613-9683 and we will select your items for you and have them delivered directly to you, even out of town. This is convenient because we can stay on the phone with you as we select your favorite brands. We're happy to do your shopping for you. Contact us on WhatsApp today and shop Price Smart at Survival Shopping Complex.
Here's what's happening on Waterloo Street at John Lewis Styles during the month of June. Shop for Father's Day and you could win an all-inclusive trip for two to Arrow Point Nature Resort. Buy any men's suit and get a free tie, or buy any men's pair of shoes and get a free pair of socks. Traveling this summer? Buy any luggage set and get a free travel pouch. Visit us on Waterloo Street for more choices and better prices. John Lewis Styles. Simply different.
When you need money and you gotta get it fast, Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop is the place for that confidential transaction in a quiet and secure location. You'll get the highest value per pennyweight for your gold and also enjoy the lowest interest rates and longest payback period too. Yes, for that instant transaction to solve a pressing financial problem. That Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop, 46 Boyle Place, that's between the Ministry of Housing on Brick Dam and White Castle Fish Shop. Be your first and only choice. Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop, safe and sound, solid and secure, always there for you. Telephone 231-7878 and 223-8955.
Tastes so good. It's gotta be made with Alabama Baker wheat flour. Produced from quality soft winter wheat and quality enzymes to give a superior product that's guaranteed to be luscious, delightful to taste, and stays fresher longer. Alabama Baker wheat flour is perfect for breads, roti, puri, pastries, chow mein, pastas, and many other delights. Imported and distributed by Alabama Trading. 6566 Robb Street, Borda, and 23 Lombard Street. Telephone 225-5800.
Welcome to Kissoon's Furniture. Find everything you need for your home and more under one roof in our newly decorated showroom. Our locally crafted furniture has been perfected over the last 60 years. From our hands to your home. We also bring to you our newly introduced lines of imported furniture and sleep center, where you can find a wide range of beds and mattresses. Kissoon's Furniture, furnishing homes for over 60 years.
Good girl forget things.
What's the problem, Granny?
I want money for borrow for do a surgery. I was dancing and I fall and fracture my hip.
If you need some quick money, you should check Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop, Lot 238 South Road, Border, Georgetown. Get jewelry made to order in just 72 hours. We also accept vehicles. Lender's, best rates, longest payback period.
Boys, I get through. Plus, I could dance again.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Welcome back. A mentally ill man who was arrested on Tuesday in Linden for the murder of his mother has died today while in police custody. Jose Ajedi complained earlier this morning about feeling unwell to ranks on duty at the Mackenzie police station. He subsequently fell while he was being kept on the bench. He was taken to the Linden Hospital complex where he was examined by the doctor on duty and pronounced dead. The body was examined for marks of violence, but none were evident. The body is currently at the mortuary awaiting a postmortem examination. Ajedi was arrested after police found the body of his 56-year-old mother, Wanda Wilson, in her bedroom on a bed with a door atop her, and her face appeared to be smashed in. A man from Fowlis on the east coast of Demerara was found dead in his home. Here is more from Esther Sobers.
Police are investigating the circumstances surrounding the death of a man who left the home of his daughter under the influence of alcohol on Thursday night and was later discovered dead. It is alleged that the deceased 45-year-old Kissoon Lashman of 627 16th Street, Fowles, East Coast, Demerara, left his daughter home at around 8 p.m. under the influence of alcohol. He was last seen alive at about 20-30 hours lying in a hammock at his home. According to reports, later that evening, Lashman's friend came to check on him at his home and noticed the door was left open. He entered the house through the said door, where he discovered the deceased lying backwards on a chair and blood on his bed and in several areas in the house, also in the hammock and one on the ground just below the hammock. The man raised an alarm and the deceased son rushed downstairs. The police were subsequently called in. The body was examined and what appeared to be a wound was on the left side of the head. According to close friends of the deceased, he was a known alcoholic who lived alone. His body is currently at the funeral parlor awaiting a post-mortem examination. For Channel 2 Headline News, Esther Sobers.
Thanks, Esther. On Thursday, a 16-year-old male student of a secondary school on the west bank of Demerara was handed over to the police for bringing a bullet to school. Reports are that a teacher approached a group of students who were being shown a bullet by the 16-year-old male student. The ammunition was subsequently seized and a photo of it was sent to the headmistress, who is a military person. She confirmed it to be a .32 ammunition. The district education officer was informed and the matter was reported to the police. The ammunition and the student were then handed over to the police for further investigation. Meanwhile, Jason Suglio, a 22-year-old data entry clerk attached to the Losignan prison on the east coast of Demerara, appeared at the Vigilance Magistrates Court on Thursday to answer to the charge of possession of narcotics for the purpose of trafficking. The young man of Lot 11 Repo, East Coast, Demerara, pleaded not guilty to the charge, which stated that on June 8 he had in his possession 80 grams of cannabis for trafficking. He made his appearance before Magistrate Fabio Azor and was granted bail of $50,000. Suglio will return to court on July 8. On the day in question, Suglio had the illegal drug concealed in a food supplement bottle, which was in his haversack. It was discovered after he was subjected to a mandatory search. Don't go away. After the break, we have your regional and international news.
Problem, Granny? I want money for borrow for those surgery. I was dancing and I fall and fracture my hip.
If you need some quick money, you should check Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop, Lot 238 South Road Border, Georgetown. Get jewelry made to order in just 72 hours. We also accept vehicles. Lender's, best rates, longest payback period.
Boys, I get through. Plus, I could dance again. Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Welcome to Kissoon's Furniture. Find everything you need for your home and more under one roof in our newly decorated showroom. Our locally crafted furniture has been perfected over the last 60 years. From our hands to your home, we also bring to you our newly introduced lines of imported furniture and sleep center, where you can find a wide range of beds and mattresses. Kissoon's Furniture, furnishing homes for over 60 years.
For decades, milk has remained the same. Until now. Introducing the Great Dairy Full Cream Milk from Alabama Trading. Enriched with vitamins A to D and calcium to promote healthy teeth, strong bones, and vitality. Great Dairy Milk is delicious and fortified to encourage healthy cell growth within the body. No wonder it's the #1 brand of milk produced in Ireland. Now available nationwide in 400-gram packages at leading supermarkets and wholesale vendors. Distributed by Alabama Trading.
When you need money and you gotta get it fast, Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop is the place for that confidential transaction in a quiet and secure location. You'll get the highest value per pennyweight for your gold and also enjoy the lowest interest rates and longest payback period too. Yes, for that instant transaction to solve a pressing financial problem. That Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop, 46 Boyle Place, that's between the Ministry of Housing on Brick Dam and White Castle Fish Shop. Be your first and only choice. Creative Jewelry and Pawn Shop, safe and sound, solid and secure, always there for you. Telephone 231-7878 and 223-8955.
Survival Shopping Complex brings to you its delivery service, Shop Through WhatsApp. This process is simple. All you need to do is call or message your grocery list to 613-9683 and we will select your items for you and have them delivered directly to you, even out of town. This is convenient because we can stay on the phone with you as we select your favorite brands. We're happy to do your shopping for you. Contact us on WhatsApp today and shop Price Smart at Survival Shopping Complex.
Here's what's happening on Waterloo Street at John Lewis Styles during the month of June. Shop for Father's Day and you could win an all-inclusive trip for two to Arrow Point Nature Resort. Buy any men's suit and get a free tie, or buy any men's pair of shoes and get a free pair of socks. Traveling this summer? Buy any luggage set and get a free travel pouch. Visit us on Waterloo Street for more choices and better prices. John Lewis Styles. Simply different.
Welcome back. Now we take a look at news in the region and around the world. In the region, Bolivia's healthcare system has been pushed to the brink as the country battles a third wave of COVID-19 infections. Vaccines have been slow to arrive and the death toll has exceeded 15,000 as hospitals run out of space and resources. Al Jazeera's Teresa Bo reports.
Oxygen is a luxury in Bolivia these days. And that's why these people came to this factory in Cochabamba. Many have been waiting for days to fill their tanks to assist loved ones who are struggling with COVID-19. Sonia Jimenez is angry.
I have slept here because I am not sure whether there is really no oxygen or they are lying to us. In the hospitals there is no oxygen, no beds. All of us are people who are losing their relatives and nobody is helping us.
Bolivia is now seeing a resurgence of cases and deaths from COVID-19. Intensive care unit beds are near capacity. Contagions have increased 50% and an average of 70 people are dying every day.
My brother is dying. I have no words. I saw they're moving some tanks. Maybe we'll get some oxygen now. In the hospital, there's no oxygen. I have no words.
The third wave is exposing once again the vulnerability of Bolivia's healthcare system. Dr. Freddy Fernandez Rocabado says 5 regions in the country have reported a peak in cases, with most hospitals overwhelmed.
Our country's healthcare system had collapsed prior to the pandemic. Health centres, infrastructure was not ready to cope with this. There's no equipment, no supplies, no medicines, and human resources are insufficient. It is dramatic.
The inoculation campaign has also been a challenge. While many are afraid of the vaccines, others wait in line for hours to get their jab. As in many developing nations, vaccines have been slow to arrive. The health minister has announced China will be sending 1 million doses of Sinopharm vaccines and has authorized second doses to be applied as a first dose to increase the number of people protected.
Hacemos un pedido vehemente.
We are strongly asking all health departments to vaccinate the population. If we run out of vaccines, we will know we are doing our job. We need to create a barrier, and for the vaccines, they shouldn't be in a deposit. That's why we are authorizing the second doses to be applied as a first dose, so we can keep the process going as we get more vaccines.
As the developed world tries to move past COVID-19, in Latin America, the virus continues to kill thousands of people every day. There were almost 1.2 million new cases last week, and experts say the figures are not going down anytime soon. Teresa Bo, Al Jazeera.
And internationally, Chinese health officials are on high alert amid an outbreak of new COVID-19 cases in its southern Guangdong province. Strict travel restrictions have been imposed as mass testing is being ramped up. But many patients there have already received at least 1 dose of China's COVID-19 vaccine, raising questions about its efficacy. Al Jazeera's Katrina Yu reports.
Strict lockdowns of infected neighborhoods, travel restrictions, and the mass testing of entire cities. Chinese authorities have returned to the pandemic control strategies of last year as the southern province of Guangdong, home to 120 million, battles the country's most serious outbreak in months.
It's essential to take the most resolute, the most decisive, and the strictest measures to control gatherings and travels in high-risk areas to block the spread of the epidemic.
Dozens have tested positive with the Delta variant of COVID-19, a highly contagious form of the virus first detected in India. 30 million people in the region have been tested since May. Police have detained 6 people for breaking virus prevention rules. Officials say the outbreak has been traced back to a woman living in the provincial capital, Guangzhou. Food and entertainment venues there have been ordered to close. Those wanting to leave the city must produce negative virus tests taken within 48 hours. The neighboring cities of Shenzhen, Foshan and Maoming are also on high alert. Experts say it's the first local test of Chinese vaccine efficacy. Concerns were raised after port workers who were already vaccinated caught the virus.
The virus keeps evolving, so the older versions of the vaccine are maybe not very effective for this new strain. But we are not saying the vaccine is useless against the Indian strain. None of the infected people became seriously ill. The protection isn't perfect, but you can't say they are not working.
In Bahrain, a new wave of infections has prompted authorities to offer booster shots of the Pfizer vaccine to some who have already received 2 doses of China's Sinopharm jab. Vaccines by Sinopharm and Sinovac have been approved by the WHO. Chinese regulators have given 5 vaccines the green light locally. Children as young as 3 can now receive jabs in emergency circumstances. 800 million doses have been administered nationwide so far.
Elsewhere in China, it's business as usual, except for international travel. China's borders remain mostly closed to foreigners. Beijing is under pressure to vaccinate most of the population and ease restrictions before the beginning of the Winter Olympics next February. Katrina Yu, Al Jazeera, Beijing.
And finally, the traffic problems in Nigeria's largest city have been growing as fast as its population. Lagos residents describe long, uncomfortable hours sitting on gridlock roads. Now, the government is looking at waterways as a potential solution. Al Jazeera's Ahmed Idris reports.
Investment banker Ogunyimika Jokotola moved to Lagos from Nigeria's capital 4 months ago to fast-track a rise in her career. But she soon found she has to trade certain comforts of her previous office to realize her dream in Nigeria's most populous city.
It makes me tired a lot than I'm supposed to be, considering I'm young. So most of the time I just keep telling myself the weekend is almost here, it's almost here, and just wait till Saturday to sleep it all off.
Like millions of Lagos residents, she must endure long hours in traffic getting to and from work. Experts say the city's population continues to grow faster than any other in the country. Passenger safety is a concern, and that's pushing many residents to buy their own cars.
Without public transportation system that is reliable, that is affordable, that is consistent and is sustainable, without that we will continue to have traffic problem in Lagos State for as long as the population is high, for as long as people are able to afford private cars.
There are more than 6 million motor vehicles here in Lagos, a city of more than 20 million people. And that means traffic congestion, which perhaps but not surprisingly can affect business. So the government here is investing more in water transport in an attempt to take some of the pressure off the roads.
At a local jetty, Isaac Ogbeni took 20 minutes to get to work by boat. That saved him 3 hours if he were to take a bus on a normal day.
I would prefer the waterways because the way Lagos is, everybody's on the road. Everybody's on the road. So we living at the suburb, the Ikorodu and some water areas, we are privileged to have this.
Yet despite the increasing number taking boats, the gridlock on Lagos roads continue to defy solutions.
Lagos traffic.
With so many stuck in traffic, Nigeria's first traffic radio station tries to lighten the mood and provide regular updates on congestion with staff receiving information from officers on the roads.
When they give us information, on-the-spot information, our own job is to just to relay out to people, giving the power of radio.
There is also interactivity as drivers and commuters call in to report incidents. Businesses in the city continue to count losses in labor hours and revenue. And with the population growing, there are fears Nigeria's commercial capital may soon reach breaking point. Ahmed Idris, Al Jazeera, Lagos, Nigeria.
And that is it for today's regional and international news. Here now is your 3-day weather forecast. That is all for this edition of Channel 2 Headline News Updates. Tune in on Monday at 7 p.m. for another episode. Be sure to subscribe, like, and follow us on Facebook and YouTube. Until then, stay safe and take care.